Well, here we are then. Train Sim World number 4. Yes, finally here, finally with us. And over the next couple of nights, we're going to be streaming a route per night. Starting with this one with the Peterborough to Doncaster. Tomorrow night we'll be doing the Austria-Germany one. And then Saturday lunchtime we'll be doing the American one. And then stream after that, looking at some of the other bits and pieces. If you're watching us on YouTube, then hello. This going out on a day, one of them. There'll be links in the description below to where you can get this game. A link down there to the Twitch page as well, where you can watch me live on the Twitchy. And a link down there to the Discord server. Good evening to Trent, Daz, Derek, Gary, Craig, and Uncle. So yes, going to start with the East Coast Main Line and the Azuma. I won't go through the training. I've done that in a video that's gone out on the YouTubes already. So we'll jump straight in and do a route. The 3 routes, excuse me, that you get with Train Sim World 4. Antelope Valley, which is the American one. East Coast Main Line, which is the British one. The S-Bahn-Vorarlberg, which is the first route that actually crosses a border. Goes from Austria into Germany. We'll be doing that one tomorrow. And then a reworked version of the Naverka Dresden. We'll come to that next week. How am I feeling today? Honestly, not great. I've still yet to eat. The last food I ate was yesterday lunchtime. It's now today evening. But, you know, we will battle our way through the stream because I've been looking forward to doing this. So, yes, East Coast Main Line. We'll jump into a timetable. So we've got the Flying Scotsman, because I've got the deluxe version. You do get the Flying Scotsman, and there is a thing you can do, I've forgotten the name, where you can attempt to match or beat Flying Scotsman's 100 miles an hour record, which it did on the East Coast Main Line. We'll come to that next week. So 801 is what we're going to do, and then we will do, let's try and find a full length one. Hang on, that's the wrong version of the train. That one. There we go. So we'll do Peterborough to Doncaster. We'll change the month so that we get a bit of better weather. An hour and 5 minutes from Peterborough to Doncaster. Let's get this done. As I am streaming this is still pre-release just. The PC version that I'm on releases in about half an hour's time. So this is pre-release, so not everything will be the same. My game has not been updated. Right. So I do need to bring the audio up quite a bit. So yes, Le Train at Peterborough, looking rather nice. Someone did say in the Discord earlier that it should be running with the rear pantograph up, not the front one. It's got the front one up, but we will unlock doors and get our passenger. No, we won't. We'll put the key in first. Then we will put the reverser into neutral. Doors are now unlocking. We'll put the headlights to dimmed, so we've got lights on the front, and our stops are going to be Peterborough, Grantham, Newark, Retford, and Doncaster. So a bit of a high-speed run. We will see how this goes. We will put the reverser into forward. Wait until 9:59 and 0 seconds, which we have now. We can now lock the doors. Doors are locked. So 28 miles to Grantham. It's a single lever control, so we haven't got to worry about separate brakes. And that should get us hopefully going, and we are off. My one thing with this, it's quite quiet. I have been on one of these. It didn't seem to be this quiet, but so we've got a bit of audio, so it's not completely quiet. Yeah, there are some scenarios to use with the Class 66 there as well. You bought the standard edition, you're getting extremely jealous. Of not getting the Vectron and the Flying Scotsman, and obviously you've got to wait 5 more days. So Grantham next stop. Right, let's give this thing some beans. So we got 125 limit coming up. So I have got sort of the old HUD on, but you can see the new bit of the HUD just below the speed up in the top right, and you can run with just that if you want. It just shows you the next signal aspects. So quite like it. It's quite minimalist, but I quite like having the big HUD on. You bought the Train Sim World 4 Deluxe Edition. Awesome. Is the early access now live? If you're on PC, about 20 odd minutes, hopefully. And yes, there is a pacer coming on to Train Sim World 4 in the next couple of months. So slowly building up speed on our way to Grantham. So I haven't had a pre-release update yet. So I am still running the pre-release version. You're on the PS4. Yeah, that's out. Console version came out at 4 PM. You'll wait till the pacer route comes out. I am really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be epic. You're on the X. So I'm hoping to try it on console. I had Train Sim World 3 on console. I'm hoping to get this version as well. Not there should be much difference doing a comparison, but it would be nice to do it. So my one thing with this, it's accurate, is that it is just a long run. I think this is the longest distance, well, the longest route that's happened in any Train Sim World game. So the distance between Peterborough and Doncaster. So you can imagine how long it's going to take in a pacer. The American route that we'll come to on Saturday, the standard scenario in that is about 2 and a bit hours. That's really good. I do like the American train as well. It sounds really good. Yeah, well, if you've got the 700, that will appear in this. Obviously, all my Train Sim World 3 content hasn't ported over yet, so I'm just on Train Sim World 4 content. But yeah, then you'll see 700s and stuff appearing, although you can't use them because they only go as far as Peterborough, but they will appear at Peterborough. So there we go, 120 odd miles an hour. Train Sim World official, hi. So 23 miles to Grantham. So yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to do the Austria-Germany route. So Saturday lunchtime I'm going to do the American one, and then next week then we'll look at the Werke Dresden. Hi Nitro. I will attempt at some point the high-speed run in the Flying Scotsman. I tried it last weekend, and the most I could get was 76 miles an hour. Well, because I ended up stopping and starting, and I missed the slight downhill grade that it took advantage of. So yeah, 76 was the most I could get. So it's going to be interesting to see if people can reach that 100 miles an hour in Flying Scotsman, providing you've got it, of course. We will fiddle about with free roam. I had to play around with that at the weekend, which gives you the ability to spawn trains in. So you can just go into free roam mode, spawn a train on the track, get in and drive it. You can also do it in a timetable. So I tried it, did have some issues with putting a train somewhere else on an electrified track that we couldn't get the pathing right. But so I'm interested to try that with some diesels. I'm hoping, excuse me, that because you can then put another train into a timetabled route, my hope eventually is that that would lend itself to multiplayer. Because if you can run a couple of different trains in a timetabled route and the AI will work around you, surely that lends itself to multiplayer, doesn't it? I would really love to see multiplayer train companies, a bit like we've got in OMSI, but in this. So you buy a route, you do trips up and down that route earning money, which means you can buy more rolling stock and then buy more routes, employ drivers, pay drivers based on the earnings. That'd just be amazing. Hi Simhaven. So I'm on the PC version, which releases officially soon. So 18 miles to Grantham. And we'll have a wander into the carriage when we get to Grantham. So Grantham, Newark Northgate, Retford, and then Donny. So an hour and 5-minute run. And then we'll maybe try one of the scenarios on the rear trip. No, on the return trip. Apologies if I'm not the normal energetic self. I'm a bit under the weather. Not been at work today, but was determined to do this stream. Alright, back off the power a little tiny bit. Do I like it? Yeah, and I've got a lot of the UI changed. I got a lot of the HUD changed back to as it was on Train Sim World 3. It's easier for me, it's easier for the stream. But you can have a very, very, very minimalist HUD. So you can just have that little tiny HUD in the top right, which shows you your, not an exact distance to the next signal, but shows you roughly on that little line where the next signal is. So it makes it very interesting to drive with. So if you're an experienced driver and you get to know the routes, then you can just have it with that. Where's Ethan? Somewhere in London, I think. So yeah, the free roam's the one. Yeah, free roam's the one I'm looking forward to playing around with the most. And it is, well, it means it's, well, in real life, the driver doesn't get a little marker on the screen to show where the next stop is. So you then have to learn the stops. You have to learn the line. So that little reference at the top just gives you some indication. And I think eventually you'd work out roughly what the distancing is. Does it show stations? Oh, that's a good point, actually. I don't know. We'll find out in 12 miles. I haven't really looked at it that much. I'd rather keep the old ones on. Do we have a Pride livery? Not for this yet, because it's not out yet. And yeah, we will be doing Austria into Germany tomorrow night. It is quite laggy. I'm hoping that's because it hasn't been optimized yet, because I'm on the pre-release version. So ignore the lagginess. But it is definitely a quick route. Are you able to turn the line off in settings? Yes, There's a lot of customization, a lot of key customization as well. You can remap keys now, which is awesome. I haven't tried fiddling around to see if I can remap stuff to my controllers. So whether I can map some stuff to the Farm Sim controller, I really need to be able to sort of try and do that. But it's definitely a high-speed run. Me, like a lot of people, hope eventually we get the bit up to Peterborough, because it'd have been nice to do King's Cross. I know why they've put this section, because of the Flying Scotsman, so it does make sense, and because of the speed of it. What does the 1.25 MR? I don't know. YouTube's going crazy with Train Sim World 4 right now. Yeah, it will be. Hopefully people like it. Right, so 2.5 miles, we've got 115 limit. Well, it's accurate. It's, you know, it's a long straight bit of track. Not my favourite, if I'm honest. I haven't actually done the whole thing yet. I haven't actually been to... oh, it could be Scale. I haven't actually been as far as Grantham yet. Alright, so 6 miles to go. Slowing down. Can we expand dovetail routes? I don't know what the official wording is on that yet. Obviously, the ability to use the PC editor to create new routes. I don't know what Dovetail's response was to being able to expand their routes. I know they said they won't be, but, you know, are they giving people the opportunity to extend their routes? You know, is someone going to be able to extend this? Because it'd be quite nice. That's a tunnel. A bit of braking so we don't speed. Does look very nice. Right, 4 miles to Grantham. It doesn't take long. I'd say the whole route is 1 hour and 5 minutes, I think. How does it sound? That's my one gripe. There's no real motor noise, and I don't know how accurate that is to the normal version. When we stop at Grantham, I'll do a trackside camera. That's your opinion. But every other game has updates every year, has new versions every year. No one complains at 4,000 versions of FIFA. Train Sim Classic was exactly the same. I think Microsoft Flight Sim is going to be exactly the same. Farming Sim's exactly the same, but every 2 years. Every game does it. It's a way of bringing in new features. You haven't got to buy it. You can quite happily stick with Train Sim World 3. Obviously, if you do buy 4, it's quite good value at the deluxe version because of the 3 routes that you get and the extra locos you get and all your stuff from Train Sim World 3 will update. and carry over. Yeah, it's definitely quite laggy. Right, so into Grantham. Southampton to Waterloo. Nice route. I'm hoping the lag's going to say I'm on a pre-release version, so I'm hoping there's going to be an update on Steam before the Steam version releases. Obviously, as I've got it fired up, I won't get that. So we'll see what it's like tomorrow. And we come, we're roughly on time as well. Due at 10:16, arriving at 10:16:30, arriving at 10:16. So we're going to get out and have a look inside. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grantham. Right, let's get out of the seat. Welcome to Standard. We've got 4 minutes here as well, by the way. Yeah, looking rather nice. Oh god, why am I stuck on people? The next station will be Newark. Can't see I'm a fan of that font. I don't know how accurate that is. Oh, we're on a slight slope, that's what's making it difficult to walk. It is some tilt, isn't it? Can we get off if you can? Yeah, that's got a bit of tilt on it. Look, Grantham looking rather nice. Welcome to Grantham. I can probably show you, while we're waiting, the ability to spawn a train in. So if we jump down on the track here, light's red, and then if I press tab, I can then spawn a train. It then brings me up all the trains that I've got available to me, and I can spawn one in. So I've got a lot available because I'm only on the Train Sim World 4 version, so I can spawn in a Class 66 and then spawn train, and there it is. So I can now get in that, and no, this is timetable. So I can now get in that, give up control of that, and use that. And what you can then do is, if you go to the map, if I click on that other train, I can set a path. If I took over control of it, I can set a path. So I can say where I want to go, and it will route that train. And then you jump in that train and off you go. So the AI would then take over this one. That's really cool. I haven't been able to do much with it because of the limited trains, and it obviously there isn't really pathing. But yeah, it is really cool. So there's a lot to play around with there. So oh, we got double Azumas.
Ticket checks are in operation at this station. Please have your ticket ready for inspection.
If I get rid of that and do that, there's my thumbnail. Right, we've got 20 seconds to go. So what I'll do is I'll get back inside. Nope, don't climb down. Climb. Thank you. We'll lock the doors. Then I'll go to an external camera before we move. All right, locking doors. So, if we go to the external camera, let's get rid of that. And hopefully, there we go. Releases on PC in about 3 minutes on Steam. And off we go, and we'll leave our 66 sat there. I just thought it sounds too quiet. I thought it was lacking in motor noise. But so I can't remember what the 801 sounds like. I'm just used to a lot of audio noise, a lot of motor noise from other trains. Say the American one sounds really nice. The in-cab, this noise I haven't got a problem with, because you've just got wind noise. You wouldn't hear much of the motor noise from this. This is fine. It's just the external one I just thought was a bit quiet. Alright, so 13 miles to Northgate. Yeah, that free roam I think is going to be interesting. I played around iSoft stuff, played around with some things the other day, and yeah, the AI would take over the train you got out of, but then I got stuck with red lights. So again, whether that's something that's going to be tweaked, but that's certainly going to be an interesting thing to play around with. You can spawn carriages and stuff as well. So once all my trains port over, in theory on this thing, you could spawn in a 125 HST. Obviously you can do it anyway. You could set up a scenario currently and then just run it with no AI, but the fact that it does it within a timetable. It does warn you, saying it could break the timetable. Is it worth getting? Was just a minor update for the money. If you get a deluxe version, because you get three routes, an improved Naverca Dresden, and 2 extra locos on top of the locos you get with the 3 routes, it's actually good value. If I'm honest, this is probably the route that I would do the least. I'm not a fan of just high-speed jaunts. I prefer a commuter type route. So with like 5 or 10 miles maybe between places, but it is done very well. I say the one we're going to do tomorrow, the Austria-Germany one, that is definitely a commuter type route. And then the American one, the standard length for the American one is about 2.25 hours. And that's big old double-decker diesel. It does look good. I'm wondering how long before someone does a GWR livery for it. Because it's, you know, the trains that run up and down here. Although this has got, and there is a button down here for diesel. It must be mapped. Someone's saying it isn't mapped, but it must be mapped, because otherwise why would they give you the option to do it? And if you try and do it, it came up with a load of warnings for me as to reasons why I couldn't, and I didn't really have the time to work out why. So I think it must be possible to run this on diesel, but it's not bimodal like the GWR ones are. Because when you're on the GWR ones and it goes from electric to diesel, you know. So yeah, making our way north. Newark Northgate next, then Retford, and then Doncaster. And then we'll see if we can do a scenario coming back the other way. I say ignore the lagginess. It is pre-release version I'm still on. So hopefully that's been sorted out in the update. So we'll see tomorrow if it's running a bit smoother. So yeah, you get the 3 routes. This, the Antelope Valley, the Austria-Germany one, I can't remember the name of. And if you've got a deluxe version, you also get the Flying Scotsman and the Vectron, which is a German electric freight loco. And you get an improved version of the Verke Dresden line as well. Greg? 5 miles to go. How am I feeling? Honestly, not great. I want to eat food, but I'm too scared. Probably a lack of food is probably not making me have a lack of energy. Right, we got a yellow up here now. Yeah, I shall swing after the stream. So double yellows, then single yellow. So I'm going to start doing a slowing down thing in case that then turns into a red. With only 3 miles to go as well. Oh no, we've gone green. Okay, that's fine. So we're due in at 10:31. It's now 10:27, so we should get there on time, hopefully. Yeah, I've actually got like a 24-hour, 40-hour bug thing. I'll be fine. Couldn't move too far from the bathroom today, so didn't go into work. Not sure yet if I'll go in tomorrow. We'll see. Up to this point, yeah, work's been busy, which is good. Yeah, it's definitely quite laggy. Hopefully that's worked on. Right. We are approaching Newark. Lots of braking. again. This isn't right. How can I be early? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newark Northgate. It's officially out. Well, now it should be on PC. 2 hours ago on console. Unlocking doors. Can you look around the platform? I can get out if you want. Yeah, only for deluxe. Yes, apologies. Yeah, not for the standard version. And if someone's buying the special version, indeed. Hi, Alfie. You seem to be stuck on the door there a little bit. What are you doing? Crispy?
Please remain behind the yellow line at all times. Trains pass through this station at high speed and can cause turbulence.
26th. Yeah, that's the standard version. Well, the special is only there. You still can't install it. Oh, it's only 7 minutes past. The special is only there for someone that hasn't bought it before. So if you don't own Train Sim World 3 and you're looking to buy Train Sim World 4, but you want some extra routes, the special will give you more routes than you get in the standard version of Train Sim World 4. If that makes sense. Now, we could cause mischief here, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah.
TF108, thanks so much for the follow. We could cause mischief here and spawn in a train. What if we spawned in something German? That looks fine. Nothing to see there. So now, in theory, we could get in that and take it over and go back the other way. So that's going to cause issues now with the AI coming back the other way, I think, unless they're using this one. Oops. We'll see. But I love the fact that you can just do that. Spawn in any train that you've got. Right, let's get back inside. Are there windows? No. Yeah, nothing to see. Oh, no. I want to sit in the seat. Steve's already breaking the game. Yeah. Wait until 10:33 and 30 seconds. Not forgetting the 30 seconds. And then move on to the next stop. Yeah, 26th for the standard version. If you've got the deluxe version, it's today. Train Sim World 4 not installing yet. If I had Steam download 6 gig on Train Sim World 3. And I have a yellow. I do after the green. I'm confused. Right, lock doors. Yours says 26 we bought the deluxe.
Oh, yeah.
Nodo's Trucker, thanks very much for the follow. Right, Retford in 17 miles then is next. I haven't seen anything that there's been a change. It is only 10 past 6. You could try exiting Steam and restarting it. I've probably not got the AWS turned on. It'll be one of the switchy things over there, I should imagine, or over here somewhere. Somewhere. I don't turn AWS on. That's complicated. Is this better than the third one? Not many game changes apart from the free roam and the ability to do a PC route editor thing now, and a few HUD changes. But think of this as a way of getting 3 more routes. It's just popped on my Steam to install. Yay. Right, so yellow's gone. Now we've got greens. And a 125 limit. And on our way to Retford. We played 2 and 3 on the console and they got 3 on the PC. It's certainly better on the PC. Oh. Crispy will be having a late night tonight then. I'd be interested to see if everyone's, now it's a full release version, if everyone's other content transfers over. So if someone manages to install it on Steam, if they can let me know whether all your Train Sim World 3 routes are there. Oh, the 26th for your routes. Okay. Yes, we are following something. Those trains will be backing up now because some pilot put a German train on the route back there. Unless they go on the opposite track to me. Yeah. I do want to play around with that more. I think that's going to be interesting. The fact that you can start on a timetable, get out of the timetable train, spawn in something else and take that instead. The only thing is the map doesn't lend itself very well to setting up routes properly. So I could buy Train Sim World 3 routes, now you've got 4. Yeah. Because you set the path and you can add stops as well. So if you knew where the stations were on that map, which isn't great, you can actually just do the same route. That's definitely laggy when other trains come towards you. That needs some work. Yeah, I bet if I shut my game down now and restarted it, I'd have one hell of an update. So hopefully for tomorrow night, we're all good. It is my first run this far, yeah. But it's also, as I say, pre-release. I've been checking all day today and haven't had an update. So 11 miles to go. I do kind of like that little bar at the top now. No, that was my thing I was trying to do at the weekend. I was seeing if I could spawn myself to somewhere else. So could I start a route at Peterborough, spawn myself to Doncaster and put a train there? No. You can only spawn a train where you are. Because my thought is that you could put a train at the other end, ready, go there in this, jump in another train and come back. Yes, there is new HUD modes. I've got the original one on because I find it easier, but that little bar you can change. Right, we're chasing yellows just about. So far, what do I think? Being honest, this route isn't my favourite. I'm not a fan of the train either. Nothing against the modelling or anything. I'm just not a fan of these just high-speed routes. I'd rather be on a commuter route. So the one tomorrow, the Austrian one, and the one on Saturday, the American one, are going to be more enjoyable. This isn't a route I can see me doing very often at all. Yeah, I will try the HST on it. And again, that'd be an interesting one to try in and spawn a HST in. I haven't got an HST at the moment because still my content hasn't come across yet. Yeah, it could be the first time I've been up this route as well. But I'll have fun. Yeah, I do really want to do City Skylines 2 when that comes out. I think that could be interesting. Yeah, the American route is good. The train makes some odd noises. It's like a compressor noise, like every 20 seconds. But it does sound very nice. And the fact it's double decker as well. Is it raining? It does seem to be. And the American train, if you drive it from the back as you do, to one of those where it doesn't turn around, you've just sat in literally a little cupboard at the top. Or maybe give you a bit of a sneak peek at the end of this. Not this run, but the end of the stream. There's a layer for the HST in this route. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that then. Oh, it's only on AI. Yeah, but you can still run it. You can still do your own route. Oh, hang on. I'm going to be speeding. I'm going to do the Scotsman. It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? We will do it. I said we'll do this run all the way to the top. Then we'll try one of the scenarios coming back down. And then we've got to go in the Scotsman later, haven't we? Right, 3 miles to Retford. We've got a yellow coming up. Yeah, I do like that little bar in the top right now. It is very, very, very laggy. And extremely laggy when a train comes the other way. Yeah, hopefully they fix that. Right, 2 miles to go to Retford. It's an accurate route. You know, the line is this straight and, you know, direct. Which is why I say it's not my favourite. Right, let's do some slowing down. I'm not a fan of steam trains though. Oh, come on, game, sort yourself out. Okay, that was a lot of speeding. It didn't warn me of that, did it? Okay, slight bit of overshooting. Yeah, it's only 50 yards. That's fine. Some of the trains on the platform. But it's raining and I didn't realise that I had to slow down that much. Waiting until 10:49. Okay, well we got 5 minutes to kill. I wonder if can we open this gate? No. Damn it. Yeah, the platform's back here somewhere. This gap's getting narrower. There we go. Why is this... Okay. Why is this platform fenced off? Why can't... What if you wanted to change trains? How do you get to the other side? Is there a gate? That's very laggy. Oh, it's here. No, it's not. Okay. Can't get through there. We've got to go down. I guess we've got to go down. Oh, okay. Yeah, why is our train behind... Okay, let's spawn something. It's my new fun thing. There you go. Flying Scotsman, anybody? And some carriages. That's going to confuse some people. Right. Let's go back over to the other side. We've got to run back down to our train now. Oh, they've got their brollies out. Always sounds wet when you're running as well. Alright, I'm on the other side. There we go. Right, close the door, sit in the seat. I should put the wipers on, really. I think the wipers are either on or off as far as I could see. There's no... Oh no, they've changed that now. Maybe. Okay. That's a thing. Even most of Scotsmen. Oh, that's because that's where I spawned it in. It's just sat there now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with any AI further up the track. Is that just going to stop now? If that's on the line the AI is supposed to use? Is it just going to get reds? It's like, yeah, someone's just spawned a steam train in front of me. Right, lock doors. Right, Doncaster is next. The end of the line. We'll leave the Flying Scotsman behind. Yeah, I'm looking back to see what the next signal is behind the Scotsman. Oh, that is going to be the main line in as well. So it should be red. I haven't seen one yet. Oh yeah, there you go. Right, power. So it depends on when the next AI train is as to what's going to happen with that. Right, so 15 miles from Doncaster, or we just won't get any more AI trains now going the other way. I'm finding the gameplay itself hasn't changed that much from the old versions. It's just the fact that we've got a few tweaks to the HUD, say the ability to spawn trains in now, so an improved free roam and some new routes. But yeah, this has come a long way from when it first released. Doing Train Sim Classic the other night just felt really odd. Yes, Shift and X, I think it is, isn't it? Takes you into photo mode, something like that. Or no, Shift and Space takes you into the photo mode, apparently. There we go. So you can change the depth of field, the focal point, and you actually take a lot better screenshots. There you go. And I horned as well. 1 gig remaining, or won't be long. Yeah, well, I've got the game volume up because the trains are quiet, so the horn was quite loud. And obviously it was holding down the spacebar while it was saving the screenshot. Yeah, we got Cities 2 coming out. We've got Forza Motorsport coming out next month as well. So it's that time of year, isn't it? Lots of things. Yeah, could be an expensive October then. Right, 11 miles to go to Doncaster. And say we'll see if we can find a scenario coming back the other way then. So yeah, this is a slight downhill grade at bits of it, which is where the Flying Scotsman did its 100-mile-an-hour run. Both are on Game Pass. Could be worth getting Game Pass then. Oh, it was the one we did the other day, wasn't it? Where the wipers are either on or off. Oh, yeah, that train's got a bit of a shock. Don't think that's getting into the next station because someone's put the Flying Scotsman there. Unless it'll despawn after a period of time. It may despawn once I've got too far away from it. Which is a bad thing, really. Because if you put a train there, you want it to stay there. Yeah, there is a new MSFS. Probably won't bother with that, if I'm honest. Oh. Right, slowing down, or we're going back to a 125 again shortly. Then 8 miles from Doncaster. Yeah, I'm certainly going to be interested to try 125 on this route. Yeah, I think the AI have sorted themselves out now. Quite a few going the other way. Power. To me, has it gone a bit grey now? Obviously, the weather's changing. Yeah, like everybody, I wish they'd done the first bit of the East Coast Main Line, so King's Cross to Peterborough. But I see why they did do Peterborough to Doncaster. We also then need the next bit. Problem is, it won't be long before people have done a great GWR livery for this. But you can't really run it on the Great Western Express because there's no overhead on the version we've got in this. So you shouldn't really run it. Unless you could run this on diesel. Then that would sort of fit. But I haven't quite worked out how to get this running on diesel. And I think whether it's just the limited diesel that limits your speed, or whether it's the full 3 engines. Well, no, it does. It did say at the introduction thing it's only got 1 diesel, whereas the normal 800s have got 3 diesel engines in them to power the whole set. Yeah, so it's just in case the power goes, it will limp it to the next station probably and get it out of the way, so it won't do full line speed. Right, wow, that's a lot of lag. Right, 3 miles to go to Doncaster. Well, it'd be good if someone did a scenario where you had to use that diesel. So electricity failure at one of the stops and you had to like limp it. That'd be quite an interesting scenario. It's very laggy. It's probably the worst lag I've seen. There is a scenario. I'll have a look then. Oh, there you go. Flying Scotsman. Hey, there's two of them. Yeah, this is the... I haven't really done all the routes to this extreme. This is a timetable. This isn't scenario. This is a timetable route. So I've not done any of the routes yet in full. And this is the worst lag. Worse when a train's coming the other way. But again, I haven't had the update, the release update. So there could have been a fix for that. Because I'm still running the pre-release version. Alright, we've got a red ahead of us. Two reds ahead of us. So yeah, we'll try the scenario next then. Where we got to run it on diesel. Right, let's turn those wipers off. Yeah, I spawned a train in Revenge. You never know. Braking. Oh, now we got a yellow. And into Doncaster we come. You seem to have found a bug. Well, you're going to get them. You've only been playing like 3 minutes. Very colourful containers. Yeah, Gary, I'm going to look for that after this. Welcome to Doncaster. We actually arrived early as well. That's not bad. Still haven't sorted out the camera collisions, have they? That's still a thing. That's an Unreal thing though, I think. So there we go. That was a full run from Peterborough to Doncaster in the Azuma. And someone instantly comes in and takes over. I lost points for speeding. On-time bonus, I got that. Accuracy bonus, got that. And distance driven, so we're doing well. Right, let's go back to the main menu. So We'll go East Coast Main Line. We'll go scenarios then. Oh yeah, drive a Class 801 to a depot under diesel power and prepare a replacement Class 801 for service. Let's try that then. Yeah, left steam train on track, minus points. Limping off. Good afternoon. This unit has suffered an electrical fault and needs to be taken to depot under power of the diesel engine. Talk to Emily to get started. Who the bloody hell's Emily? You're Emily, I'm guessing. Okay. Hi, driver. This train needs taken to the depot due to an electrical fault. Take this train to the depot and collect a replacement train to continue your service. Will do. Okay. But the lighting's a bit odd, isn't it? Okay, master key to on. Set the reverser to neutral. Press the unit hatch. Oh, I'll look it up again now, no. Press the unit hatch close button. Press the diesel button. Oh, I'll go back in the seat. Why can't I put that button over here? Okay. Press and hold the engine start button. Press the pantograph down button. Pantograph down button. Although, once it says pants down. Oh, it does sound diesely now. Set the reverser to forward. Apply some power to get moving. We've got a yellow. Actually sounds quite nice. That's very, very, very laggy. Hi, Dark Girl. So why did the 66 dump us here then? Why didn't the 66 just pull us all the way to the depot? Oh, it does sound really nice on diesel. It'd almost be interesting to do a run with that on diesel just to see how fast it will go.
Oh, yeah.
Louis, thanks very much for the follow. I've got a red. We can put these wipers back on. Maybe. There we go. Your PC account. Sure you'd have the same account. Okay, but thank you. We put the lights on. No, we didn't, did we? We got a 66 running by the side of us as well. Right, we got the green. They've got no more than 35 mile an hour on diesel. Okay. It's cool though that it will actually let you do it. If you drive the 801 when the drivers are open, it stops the train. Oh, well, don't do that. Also, you open the door whilst you're going along. There's probably a bit of safety features. You don't like get out, or if you do fall out, then the train doesn't go too far without you. Right, into Doncaster Repair Shed, Road 3. Yeah, I'm hopeful this lagginess is just me and it's not the standard thing. And yeah, I know I'm speeding a little bit. I'm not sure about its lighting. Yeah, the revs have come up. It's got a high idle to it. Yeah, I think you need to look at that. I guess that's how they do. They idle high, idle high even. I'm guessing we're going to take out that other one by the side of us. Turn the wipers back off now. Hidey high, indeed. There were some words in there. Words did happen. So yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to be back with some more of this, doing the Austria-Germany route. Saturday lunchtime then I'm going to be doing the American one. Saturday night we got some trucking, a bit of a change, trucking and tunes. And then Sunday afternoon maybe back on the farm, and then back with more of this on Tuesday. Right, in we come. Good work getting a train back to the depot. There's a replacement train ready for you to drive back Doncaster. Shut down this train and climb aboard the replacement train. Oh, I can't turn the master key off. I've got to turn the engine off. Oh yeah. Go. I'll set the power handle to off. I can't. I was taking the key out. Hang on. Oh, headlights to lights thing to tail. Okay. Master key to off. See, I didn't do things in the right order. Right, leave the train. Walk to my train. Okay. I should walk down here. This seems safe. There was some buffers there. I slightly hit them. I was hoping no one would notice. There will be songs on Saturday. Song starting with the letter R for Romeo. Well, I can't go. Sure, that's not safe to go over there. There's a train in the way. Oh, it was last week. Was it? Oh yeah, it must be S this week then. Yeah, this seems safe. Is that running on diesel as well? I'm sure I can. That's very laggy. I'm sure I can hear the diesel engine running in that. Oh yeah, I do remember Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, it was a long time ago last week. Hang on. Aux on button. Okay, for 10 seconds. Okay. Doobie 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 doobie. Set the master key to on. Oh, and a bit of Rammstein. Versa to neutral. Points will need setting before we can depart. Set the points to create a route back to the main line. Am I feeling better tonight? No, if I'm honest. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday lunchtime, which probably doesn't help. I've been drinking plenty of liquids. Okay. We'll just run up here then. In reality, it'd be like, why is the driver out of the cab? Why didn't I do this one first? Okay. Why is... Okay. No, it's fine. Just get me to run past the ones. Yeah, couldn't that guy set them for me? I know. Hang on. Oh, okay. And sit in the driver's cab. Yeah, it's like, no, that's fine. You'll sit there in your high-vis waterproofs. I'll go out in the rain. Don't worry about me. And why not do that before setting the train up? Right, pantograph up. Reverser into forward. Apply some power. Put on the lights? Well, no, sure you should put the lights on as well. Forgot that, didn't you? And put the wipers on because it's doing the rainy thing. Okay, power. Well, no, it's just pan, isn't it? I think. No, pan up, pan down. See how you said it's the wrong pan. It should be the rear one. It's definitely gloomy weather. Gloomy weather. Well, yeah, there's... I don't know. Sometimes when you get this level of this level of accuracy, you want this level of accuracy. And like a lot of things, sometimes it's the little details that make a difference. We are slightly speeding. It's slightly uphill. Who put a depot down the bottom of a hill? And yes, we will try the Flying Scotsman after this. What can possibly go wrong with that? Ethan. Was that a train that just went past? Yeah, I think it is. So we got a red. We got 2 yellows and then a red. I hope they sort this lag out. I'm interested to see if that's there for anybody that's got the full version. So whether it is sorted out.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully it's just my version. Seb, thanks very much for the follow. Oh, that's a lighting change. That train's now waiting for us. Aha, we get priority. Was quite cool running on diesel though. You've been suffering lag on your version. Oh, okay. That's not good then. Yeah, I think this is the most laggy line I've seen in Train Sim World 3. How am I finding it? Laggy is the word. Yeah, but should you really expect that? It's first impressions and all that, isn't it? First time you go on a line, you expect it to be like awe-inspiring, not laggy, and then oh, it'd be fine the second time you go on the line. Right, we've got a red in 300 yards, we've got a stop in 300 yards, so that's good. Speed limit has increased, so we will jump in the Flying Scot, I can think. I have no energy today. Flying Scotsman. Right, is the rain going to continue? Yes, it is. So it's just a PC version that's lagging. That's interesting. And yeah, the audio is better on the Azuma on the console version. Whether it's because there's less audio on the console version, so you're hearing the motor noise and not everything else. Yours has been lag free. Okay. A train has just left Doncaster. We're passing shortly. Proceed to Doncaster station once the track is clear. I can hear a 66 there. Wait for the train to pass. None shall pass. As I said, I don't think I'll be rushing back to do this route. It's not my favourite. I will certainly do it in a HST, but it's not one I can see me jumping on Train Sim World and going, I know, I'll do Peterborough to Doncaster. It's a bit, and I hate to use this word, boring. That's on diesel. Why is that on diesel? What is going on with the AI? Why? Why was that on diesel? It sounded good. I'm wondering, you know, if we're going to get the 800 and a more modern version of the Great Western Express. That's been reported as a bug. All AI on diesel with pantographs up. Well, no, this scenario is the overhead wire failure one where you've got to run it on diesel. So that is a bug. They did want to do the 800 but couldn't get to record it. It's not difficult, is it? Right, we've got to stop at Doncaster platform 1. Thing is, you couldn't put this on Great Western Express because when Great Western Express is set, so there's no overheads. Yeah, difficult. You go to GWR and go, look, we want to record one of your trains, and they go, yeah, sure. A lot of train companies have been really helpful with them. Don't think I need the wiper on anymore. No, we think that's a scale. That bar is 1.25 miles. So it shows you the whole length of that bar is 1.25 miles away from you. So if you see a red at the end of it, you've got 1.25 miles to stop. Nice driving out there. Let's see how you did. Not very well, probably. Because me. Complete your first scenario in standard mode. That's the thing I did. Right, we should have a quick look at the menu before we... That's a noise. So the routes you get with it. East Coast Main Line, Peterborough to Doncaster. S-Bahn, that we're going to do tomorrow night. Which I quite like the train in that. That goes from Austria into Germany. Antelope Valley, which is the American diesely one, which sounds really good. And that's 2 and a bit hours long, that route. We're going to do that on Saturday lunchtime. And then next week, we'll have a look at the Verker Dresden, the reworked version of that on Tuesday. And then maybe Wednesday next week, we'll do a bit more of a play around with free roam and stuff like that. So lots of Train Sim World 4 content coming up. So let's do a scenario then. Can I recreate the famous 100 mile an hour? Now, do we want to do you want to save the 100 mile an hour one? Or do we do it? I didn't manage it the first time I tried it. I think I got to 76. You reckon save it? Let's see if we can do a... You just hit the 100 miles an hour. What, in the Scotsman? Blimey. See, Crispy's straight in there. I'm going to save it. We'll do a timetable run in the Scotsman then. Peterborough to Stoke Junction. Let's try this in the Scotsman, half an hour. And see how we do. Probably not well. Yeah, tomorrow back with the Austria-Germany one. Saturday lunchtime, the American one. Saturday night, we got some multiplayer trucking and playing some music as well. Sunday lunchtime, going to be doing some farming, and then back on Tuesday with more Train Sim World doing Noverka Dresden. Wednesday, more Train Sim World. Thursday next week could be OMSI. And Friday next week, Balls. And then more Train Sim World 4 on Saturday next week. Right, unlock doors. We are now in, and Steam Train. Steam just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. From an engineering point of view, yes. But I don't know, there's just something about it. Did she call me back? No, they never do. Right, what do we got? Train brake, reverser, regulator, large ejector, small ejector. Right, let's see what we can do with this thing. It's not going to go well. One of those will be in an external view, I think, for all of this. Right, lock doors. Oh, the head outside view. Right, let's get this thing going. Maybe. Come on. Oh yeah, brakes. Donut. Yeah, no, it's fine. I was testing you all. I don't do Steam. There we go, we're moving. Yeah, I'm trying to find the cylinder cocks thing. I was trying to find the actual lever for it. next to the fireman's legs. Well, I don't mind going down there. Oh
The
yeah.
typical adult human has 2 legs.
What? Thanks for that. A typical adult human has 2 legs, apparently. Oh yeah, this is laggy. Oh, okay, so they're going to improve the sounds of it. See? It's just moaning at me now. Well, I'm not picking it over fine. Oh, bloody hell. See, the electric or the diesel would have been there by now. Slowly picking up speed. With all the lag. Hope all the lines aren't this laggy. Or the routes rather. So I haven't really gone much distance on the other ones. That's not lag. Well, it was moaning. It moans about me if I use 75%. Oh, regulator. Okay. It's going to be a long 20 miles. Yeah, I know you wind the reverser back. The stuttering isn't anything to do with my streaming because I'm streaming from a separate. We got 66 on the back. I'm streaming from a separate PC. It's not just me that's having lag issues. It might be a graphics card thing. I wonder if it's that those on an AMD graphics card are having lag issues and those on Intel aren't. Certainly on console doesn't seem to be any lag. Hopefully that's something they'll fix. Intel, you know what I mean? Nvidia. Sorry, I just leave me alone. Not easily. I don't know what's the free cam. I'll do it at the station. I'm a bit delicate today. Yeah, it's not a it's a game issue with the lag. It's not a me issue for once. We got a red. This is about to end really quickly. There we go. That's enough steam. Yeah, I thought you might like that, Ethan, depending on where you've got the controller placed. Right. Let's Doncaster to Peterborough. Let's do the return leg then, in case anyone didn't see it. In the 801. That's the last time you'll see steam on a stream. I'm just not a fan. I just find it so boring. It's a lot of noise and not a lot of action. Right, unlock doors. We're doing that one. Oh, hang on, I've got to do the whole thing in that. Hang on. Right, doors are unlocking. So we'll make the return run now then from Lagfest. Jesus Christ. From Doncaster back to Peterborough, which is quicker on the way back. We're not stopping everywhere. Newark, Northgate and Peterborough, and we're not stopping at Grantham. There's only one stop in the middle. Lock right. Right, 34 miles then. Is the Earl not in today? Or the Earl of Grantham? Yeah, I really hope they sort this lag out. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if it's a graphics card thing. It's just not optimized for my graphics card, whatever make they are, AM, what do you call it, thingy. Apologies, I'm functioning on not a lot of sleep and no food today. I haven't eaten since yesterday lunchtime. I'm not feeling my best. So my mind is not doing what minds should do. Right. So 120. That's why I'm intrigued to try this on console. The optimization I can see will be there for console because it's designed for that. So where this I've got my setting, well, my settings, my PC can handle this thing on ultra everything. But I've never seen a Train Sim World route this laggy before. Well, yes, it should be the spec of my PC. But yeah, every other route we've done on every other on the other versions, and I'd say it'd be interesting to see tomorrow then how we get on with the Austria-Germany one, as to whether that's going to be lag-free. I didn't notice any lag when I just did a short trip on it the other day. Is my graphics card pushed down properly? It is a quick route. Say, it's not one that I think I would do a lot. I will be bringing the HST onto this because I think it would suit that. Updated the drivers last week. I will update them before tomorrow's stream. But other people are getting lagged. Not everyone. So I'm wondering if the differential is the make of graphics cards.
Oh, yeah.
Ross, thanks very much for the follow. So 30 miles back to Newark. And then back to Peterborough. So yeah, after this, back tomorrow night, as I said, with the Austria-Germany one. Saturday lunchtime, then I'm going to do the American, which is about 2 and a bit hours, the full run in that. Looking forward to that one. Saturday night, we've got some trucking. Sunday lunchtime, we're back on the farm. And then back on Tuesday next week with then the Verka Dresden route. Wednesday, then, we'll maybe try playing around with the free roam a bit, see what we can do there. And then a week on Saturday, we'll see if we can do some stuff, bring in some other trains on some of these routes. So maybe do the HST up here and see how that goes. Anything with this as well, I don't think there's many offshoots from it. It's not like Southeastern High Speed, where yes, you've got the high speed section, but then there's another bit of the line that's slow speed. I think this is just this line. Oh god, that's speeding. There is a couple of freight runs, and obviously there's a high speed run in the Flying Scotsman. Yeah, obviously slow down for the bend there. Oops. Yeah, someone said earlier you'll see HSTs as AI. Wow, that's just so laggy. And the 700s will be at Peterborough. So that's good. That's Crispy's queue to get it in the East Coast mainline livery. What, the HST? It's fine, we just have it on loan in the GWR livery. So yeah, we've got a normal streaming schedule for the next couple of weeks, including a return of Saturday lunchtimes. Well, there'll be some more Train Sim World action. Crispy get the Pride livery on the Azuma, indeed. Oh yeah, I forgot about the EMT one. But it's a very just arrow straight-ish track, which makes me wonder why it's so laggy when it's just perfectly straight. It seems to be, yeah, when there's another train, it can't cope. So as soon as a train appears in the distance, we get lag. Oh, that'd be interesting then with the 158. Oh, speeding. Yeah, as I said, I can't see this being a route I'll do a lot. We'll do it in a HST and say if there is something we can do in a 158 or something like that going forward, then yeah, a little bit of a shuttle service, I'd do that. And I think we will attempt the 100 miles an hour in the Flying Scotsman at one point. But I can't see it being a route that I would jump onto just to do it for an hour. I think there's more interesting routes if you just wanted to spend an hour. I'm looking forward to the Austrian one tomorrow because that crosses from Austria into Germany. So I think that's going to be quite interesting. And again, that's a little tiny commuter type route, so lots of stops with the train that sounds like a duck. And then I really like the train in the American route that we're going to do on Saturday. That does sound really good. And then we need to try the Vectron at some point, which I did try and was a bit like, I don't know what the fuss is about. It's just an electric loco. But we'll do that. So yeah, tomorrow Austria, Germany. Saturday, America. Tuesday, Naverka, Dresden. Wednesday, we'll fiddle around with some other stuff. Next Thursday could be OMSI. Next Friday, balls. Next Saturday lunchtime then, or maybe bring the HST onto this. And then that'll be the week after. You can't. But I'm really looking forward to that Blackpool route with the Pacers. And then that Pacer will be everywhere. We will be taking the Pacer on a new route each week. So if we do end up doing 2 streams a week in this, then I think 1 week will be one of the streams will be Pacer, so World Tour, and then one will just be something else. Take the Pacer through its paces, indeed. Yeah, I think the lag's only there when there's trains coming towards us. It's worse, I think. So I'm not on the release version of this yet, so I'm guessing as soon as I end this, I'm going to have an update of sorts. That might sort something out. We'll see how it is in Austria tomorrow. Well, the reason they did this bit is because of the Flying Scotsman and its speed route. So around the 100 years of Flying Scotsman, they wanted to use Coast Main Line, so they picked this bit. I think everyone was hoping that it was going to be at least King's Cross to Peterborough. You know, we all want the whole thing. I still don't know yet. We said this earlier, that I don't know yet whether in the PC editor Dovetail are allowing people to extend their routes. I don't know what their official wording is yet. I know they say they're not extending their routes, but I don't know if they're allowing other people to extend their routes. Well, I've got everything running on Ultra, which my machine can handle perfectly. You know, it's a 6800 XT, 64 gig of RAM, and a 6900 processor. So running on an M2. So my machine can handle it, because I've never had an issue on any of the Train Sim World 3 routes. So this route seems to be very laggy. Yes, I think there's been more interest with the PC editor. Not that that's my thing, but I think if they allow you to extend their routes and then there's no limit on extending their routes, how long before someone does, maybe not to King's Cross, 'cause that's quite highly detailed, but how long before someone does, you know, all the way up to Edinburgh, all the way up to Newcastle in this. I wouldn't use this train, but, you know, I'd do that in a HST. Right, we've got 11 miles to Newark. Yeah, I'm trying to see where the lag is. Whether it is just, it's trying to load in the next tile, maybe? So that's where I'm getting lag. It's certainly worse when a train comes towards me. I think it'd be good to compare the other line tomorrow to see if it's just this line that's not that well optimized. Hopefully that's the case. Eight miles to go, and then make our way back down to Peterborough after that. Yeah, I don't know, and I think I'm going to be interested in a month or so's time, or whenever if we do come back to this. I don't know if it's going to be a route that people are going to do a lot. because it is just like 20-mile dashes between stations. I'm about to turn the game volume up quite loud so we actually get some audio, because it is very quiet, which means the horn's quite loud. Well, yeah, indeed, Crispy. It's one of those things. I think that's the same with a lot of scenarios, isn't it? You'll do the scenarios once, you won't go back and do them again. Timetable runs, yes, and I do see the completionist point of that in doing every timetable run. I sort of get that. So you've ticked everything off. But a scenario, once you've done it once, you're not going to go back and do it again. And that was, you know, the big selling point on this route, and adding the Scotsman in. And realistically, how often are you going to use the Scotsman? I don't know if I'd use this. This isn't the sort of train for me that I would use anywhere else. Again, if we had the 800, so if we had the bi-mode one that you could run on diesel to full line speed, I'd be inclined to use it on other routes. So you'd use it on the Great Western Express. You could use it on London Commuter if you wanted to. It'd certainly be more interesting on this. But yes, this is realistic, I suppose. Right, 3 miles. We got a yellow and a lot of lag. I get that, Gary, and you know I do like Train Sim Classic. As I said the other night when I was doing the Glasgow to Dunblane, which by the way is a fantastic route. Love the audio in that. That's really good. If you'd have asked me 6 months ago, if I had to do one sim and one sim only, what would it be? I would have said Train Sim Classic. Now I think it would probably be this. And don't forget, I'm not someone that games off stream, so I'm probably a unique in that aspect. All of my gaming is streamed, apart from if I do a YouTube video like I did today. And again, all my gaming is on YouTube. So I think if I just had to do one game, it would be this. Ask me that in a few months, after I've spent a bit more time in it. Graphics, the way it looks is the main thing. I'm not bothered about getting out the cab. If Train Sim World didn't have the option to get out the cab and walk around, that wouldn't bother me at all. It's just graphically. I love the audio in some of the routes in Train Sim Classic. I say that one from Glasgow to Dunblane really impressed me, but it's just the way it looks. Once you get used to this, you really struggle to go back to Train Sim Classic, because it does just look so good. Are the graphics better than Train Sim World 3? There's the, what's it called, fog thing that's different, that's improved in this. volumetric fog. That's improved, but I wouldn't say as you wouldn't jump out of 3. You know, if you didn't know this was 4, you wouldn't know. There's no real instant, oh wow, look at this, there's a hell of a difference between 3 and 4. Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of lag when the other trains come through. Right. The door's going to open. Oh, some of them did. This one at the front didn't. Okay. I was watching for that door. Waiting until 10:21. Okay. We'll show you the spawny thing while we're here then. The thing you can do in this is, even in timetable mode, you can spawn a train in. As long as you've got it, obviously. Let's spawn that in. There we go. That's the American one that we're going to be in. We're going to be in on Saturday. It does sound really good. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, so I could get in that now and take it over. That's the noise you're going to hear a lot. And run it back up the line, and the AI would then take over this. So that's the one cool thing. I definitely need to do a bit more playing around with that. I wish they model the toilets. That's what I want. I want to be able to have the toilet open and have that modelled. I say, first class, don't you know? How very posh. Yeah, so that's a weird thing, because you literally, when you're driving it from the other end, there's the cab is all the way up there. That's a long way up. It's a hell of a thing, because it's double decker, not the chocolate bar. So yeah, we're going to be in on that on Saturday. In your opinion, it shouldn't need to be its own game. Well, a lot of people said that, and I thought it originally when Train Sim World 3 came out, that it was almost like it was Train Sim World 2.5. There are a couple of new features in this. The PC editor is a new feature. The enhanced free roam's a new feature, and the fact that you get the 3 new routes. You haven't got to buy it. You know, you can stay with Train Sim World 3 and be more than happy. I still love Train Sim World 3. Once all my lines routes port over, you know, it'd be quite sad to uninstall it, because then that's one of those things, isn't it? A game that you've got a lot of hours in, you uninstall and never play it again, which is a real shame. Oh blimey, right, 42 miles now to Peterborough. So we'll leave our American train there in the siding. Oh, so even the AI trains are all on the same number. Oh, that's not good. But yeah, you can say all the features can be added to 3, But then how do they make... And I know people are moaning about they're just trying to make money. But how do they make money then? Yes, you could have... The base game could be upgraded. Get that. And then they could have done a DLC, I suppose. Giving you the extra routes, which is what Train Sim Classic used to do. So you get the core update and you want to buy the routes for that technically new version, you could. I think which I thought they were going to call the game Train Sim World, and then go down that avenue. They've not. I don't know whether that's something they will do, but they are a business. You know, it's, you know, what I said earlier, it's like all the other franchises that are out there. No one complains when there's a new FIFA. None of us complain when there's a new Farm Sim. When there's, you know, updates and versions, there's going to be a new Flight Sim.
Oh, yeah.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. No one's going to complain about that. You're going to get the people out there that are going to want everything free. Get that. Finlay, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, there's a couple of ways around that they could have done it. I think because there are changes within the base game, with the free roam, with the PC editor, with the volumetric fog, with the new user interface, I think it did actually justify it. Well, yeah, I'm not going to make any judge. I haven't done much on the other routes. I've done like one stop on the American route, and I think I did 2 stops on the Austrian route. So I'm holding judgment until I've done all the new routes to sort of say whether it is just going to be a new release bug. I say I'm still on the pre-release version, so there will be an update for me once I finish this, and it'll be interesting to see what it's like tomorrow. Most new games will have bugs, even when they release, even after beta testing. You know, look at the mess of TML. Yeah, the PC editor is separate, but it's still a new feature. The Flying Scotsman was really well modelled. I'm useless with Steam. And again, that might be the reason people want to buy it. And I'm hoping we'll get more routes done. Once people start playing around with the PC editor, if you can extend the dovetail route, you know, it'd be great to see... Come on, lag. It'd be great to see... Blimey. Longer versions of the route. That's because there's a train coming towards me. There you go. That's what the lag was. That's actually really bad. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see with the PC editor whether you can extend existing routes or not. Anyway, we'll make our way back to Peterborough. Well, yeah, because you're on console. There's probably a lot of parameters on the PC version that I can tweak. You can't. You can't really do anything graphically. It's just as it is. That's why I really want to try the console version. No, I've got the FPS set at 62. So it's not really high. I stream at 1080 60, so I couldn't see the point of me doing any more. I've only got the game set at 1080. Yeah, so I'm sure it's optimization for graphics cards. And hopefully just on this route. I might install it on my laptop over the weekend and try it on that. Just to see, just to compare. Yeah, indeed, Gary. Yeah, I'm hoping it's just a me thing. Say Crispy hasn't got any lag and he's on Nvidia. There isn't any lag on the console version, so it could just be my settings and my PC. So don't let the lag put you off. I will check my drivers, etc. Well, the console market's really big for them. You know, there's a lot of people doing console gaming now on this. It's really popular. And I get the appeal. Easy controls, something you can just relax with. And again, don't take the lag as being a game issue. It could just be my system. We will see how it is on the Austria-German one tomorrow. You know, it could be one of those things that if you've got a next-gen console, buy on that. Game on your TV. Perfect. You're waiting until Train Sim World 4 is on a Steam sale. You might have a long wait. Possibly in a Christmas sale, maybe. I've never had a problem with any other route on Train Sim World with this much lag. Slow it down because of the bend and speed it up again. I think this route that I've done, skipping out 2 of the stops, okay, means you do the route quicker, but it does mean that it is just pretty much one long, almost straight track. With 26 miles to go. Yeah, I do like that little bar at the top that tells you the next couple of signals. So you can see you've got a green and a green. And that 1.25 miles is a scaling thing. If you have Train Sim World 3, is it worth going up to 4? If you think of it as the extra routes, yes. Although, I'm going to hold judgment until I've been on all 3 of them. In my honest opinion, this route isn't worth getting the game for. Yeah, there we go. Laggy train. Holy crap. I think the Austria-German one's going to be interesting. And the American one looks like it's going to be good. The train is slightly annoying because of the compressor noises it constantly makes. But it does sound good because it's diesel. We like diesel. So yeah, it won't be until I've done all 3 routes that I'll then make a judgment. For me, the PC editing thing, not bothered by. The free roam thing I'm interested in playing around with. But again, don't know if it's something that you'd use a lot. But a bit of fun. If it was easier to set routes up by plonking a train down, then yes. You know, you can just set a destination, but it'd be great if you could get in a train and then be able to go, I want to stop here, 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 and here. Oh, indeed. I'm just, my opinion. In my opinion, this for me isn't the justification for getting the upgrade to Train Sim World 4, because you are just flat out for like 50 minutes. I'm looking forward to the American one because it's longer. It's about 2 and a bit hours. Yeah, this is the longest route they've done as far as length. I certainly will be bringing the HST on this. But 20 miles back to Peterborough. And then I'll give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be doing tomorrow. The Austria-Germany. Well, someone said earlier that HST was only as an AI. But we'll have to wait and see till next week. A few drivable services. Well, that makes this more interesting then. So with the 158, when we get it, the HST, okay, it's the same bit of track, but to have a variety of routes on it, yeah, that sparked a bit of interest in me then. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the Midland Main Line HST. Yeah, this train modelled well. Well, no, this is accurately modelled. So I should imagine they've done this using Google Earth. So a lot of work goes into creating the routes. So yeah, you can see why it is a quick route to get north. You know, what I did, King's Cross to York last year in 2 hours? I ended up watching one of those this afternoon. I dozed off through a bit of it. On a trip from Paddington to Hereford. So up via Oxford and stuff. Yeah, so part of me would like the full line to Edinburgh, but then part of me would be like, if it's like this, would you want to do that? I think doing the route, like, although I talk about it because it's my own line, the Great Western down to Bristol and then down to Cornwall, I think is more interesting because it's more curvy. This is great because it's fast, but it's not that interesting. So I don't think I'd cope with doing 5 hours on this. Although even when I did the Edinburgh to London in the Pacer in Train Sim Classic, that didn't seem to be like this all the time. I suppose because we were stopping at every single stop. And when you're flat out in a Pacer, you've got other things going on. Still don't know what to do with that. I think there needs to be a Christmas stream in the Pacer. I think I had the idea last week of starting in Cornwall in the Pacer and seeing how far up the country geographically we could get it. So start down in Penzance, go up to St Austell, and then maybe whatever the next furthest line north would be, which I imagine is East Coast Way, take that to Brighton, then do Brighton to London, and then do maybe London to Reading, and then see if we can work our way up, maybe over a couple of days, see if we can get the Pacer on every UK route. You're doing the training things at the moment. I'm really liking it since never Train Sim World. Oh, you never had Train Sim World 3? Okay. What you really need is a Train Sim World, just Bedford to Brighton. I've done that in Train Sim Classic. There's a stitched route doing Bedford to Brighton in Train Sim Classic. I did that years ago. That's interesting. Having the Scotsman on as the AI. It's on YouTube. Find my video on YouTube and it'll be linked as to what you need. It ended up going through London and someone had made a bit of line that didn't exist. So there's a slightly sketchy bit of the route through South London, but you can do Bedford to Brighton in Train Sim Classic. Sparky, thanks very much for the follow. Right, 7 miles to go, just over. I said I will be here tomorrow night doing the Austria-Germany route. Train Sim 19, that was 4 years ago. Yikes. The Austria-Germany tomorrow night. The American one on Saturday lunchtime. Saturday night is going to be trucking, Sunday lunchtime farming, and then back on Tuesday with more Train Sim World 4. Feels weird calling it Train Sim World 4. yeah, in Train Sim World, back on Saturday lunchtimes for the next few weeks. Got a few weeks in at weekends. I should say I'll be taking October, November off from adventures. Ready for the big one, Manchester. Right, 4.7 miles. And I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek to tomorrow's. And then tomorrow night when we do the Austria-Germany, I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek to Saturday's. Although you've just seen the train for Saturdays when I spawned it in. Actually, what we might do, which will probably help me as well, at the end of this, we'll do the training for tomorrow's train. And to show you the train. Wow, that's some lag. And then hopefully we'll... no, words. Hopefully I'll be able to remember how to drive it. Even though I might have had food by then. Right, 2 miles to Peterborough. I've got a yellow, so I'll start doing the slowlying down. Blimey, that's lag. And we got a red. And we got a yellow. Yeah, the route's interesting. I think more interesting if you can take more trains on it. So I think when we can run the HST and when we get the 158, we can run that on it. That might make it better. And for me, once the... So you've got no lag at all then. Apart from there. So yeah, next week we will take the HST on a run. stop. Hey, that weren't bad. See, this train's now carrying on to London. Not fair. I want to do that. Someone needs to make it. No, because it's on a training test track. It's just on this route I got the lag. Okay, that's got slightly tilty. Yeah, 79.58 miles. That's many of the miles. Right then, before we end, we will do the training in, that's the one, isn't it? Got to try and remember which one it is now. Hang on. Turn the game volume down a little bit. Yeah, that thing. Alright, let's do the training in this. This is a train. Oh, hello. Okay.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this ÖBB 4024 electric multiple unit. For this introduction, you will be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. The ÖBB 4024, also known as the Talent, is manufactured by Bombardier and entered service in 2004.
Okay.
The name Talent is an acronym in German for Talbot Leichter Nahverkehrstriebwagen, meaning Talbot Light Suburban Railcar. The ÖBB 4024 is a 4-car unit with a top speed of 140 km per hour.
Okay, set the master switch to active.
Now set the reverser to forward. This controls the direction of travel. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational.
Black Wolf, thank you very much for the raid. So this is a sneak peek of what the train we're going to be using
Insert
tomorrow.
train brake handle. First, release the brakes applied by the train brake handle. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
Yes, this is the train we're going to be using tomorrow in the Austria, Germany. So we're just having a doing the training.
The ÖBB 4024 is part of Bombardier's Talent series of multiple units, manufactured by Bombardier Talbot.
Okay.
More than 300 Talent series vehicles have been produced and have seen use in more than 7 different countries. Close the doors before departure.
Okay, doors are closing.
To release the brakes and apply power, push the handle away from you.
We're moving. It's moving. It's got noise as well.
Now you've built up some speed. You can return the master controller to the off. Coasting is a method
sounds like a
used
duck.
to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the master controller into the braking range.
So although we've got this brake handle over here, we've also got this that does braking as well. That's not going to be confusing me at all.
You're now approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the master controller into the braking range.
Well, brakes are good.
Nice job. The train has safely come to a stop. You can now use the passenger door controls to open the doors.
Oh, it could be train brake and locomotive brake, yeah, I suppose.
Close the doors and drive to the next station unguided.
Really? Is that wise? Oh, it's quite rapid. Yeah, this is the train we're going to be in tomorrow night, doing the Austria-Germany. So giving a bit of a sneak peek and doing the training for my benefit. Yeah, we're getting no lag. Which I suppose you wouldn't do on the training centre thing. Slightly overshot, that's fine.
Good work. That concludes all of the basics for operating this train.
Hello. There we go. So that's going to be the train for tomorrow night, and then okay, and then Saturday we're going to do Antelope Valley, and then on Tuesday we'll do the reworked Naverka Dresden. So we'd have covered all the routes with the deluxe version, and then next week then all my routes, hopefully from Train Sim World 3 and trains and things, will move their way over to Train Sim World 4, so then we can start playing around with other routes on other lines and things, other routes on other lines, other trains on other lines. So there we go, we will end there. I will be back tomorrow night, as I said, doing Austria and Germany, hopefully feeling a bit more alert than I do currently. I'm going to attempt food, but not until tomorrow. I've been feeling a bit under the weather for the last 24 hours, as you may have noticed. So there we go. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night with some of that. So thanks to you lot in chat for keeping me company for the last, well, nearly 3 hours, which has gone quite quickly. And to these people as well. And the credits aren't working. So that's, oh, there we go. I didn't press the button. To Sparky, Finley, Ross, Seb, Louis, Nodoza, Trucker, and TF for following. Thank you very much. Black Wolf for the raid. Thank you very much indeed. And to the moderators for doing absolutely nothing. Thanks. Yeah, you joined too late. We just finished. You can go and watch the VOD back, though. There we go. I will be back tomorrow night to do some more of the trains thing. Until then, if you have been, thanks very much for watching.